Thank you so much for staying tuned. If you just joined us, this is TMI. Well, enough of the politics. Let's dive into security. Somebody saying real sin. If we even talk about security, is it politics in security? After all, the Secretary of Nigeria came out on national TV to say that, look, the Bokos issue is all politically motivated. And for what he said, it all started, the fight started because of a fracas, so to speak, a misunderstanding between a bike man and an indigent. He's not asking the question, how come everything is now all about farmers, herders clash? He said it had nothing to do with it. That it all started because of the issue between a biker, a bike man in that locality, and an indigent. That's why I started mopping up things for nothing again, people started coming out, and all of a sudden, it was a bloodbath in play too. But DHQ said, look, the reason we're having this resurgence is because foreigners have been able to pass through our porous borders without causing trouble. Two separate reports. How can we really make sense out of this? Northern Governors Forum, they come out to say, look, we want state policing ASAP. Enough is enough. After all, the indigents know the terrain even more than the army you're bringing to those particular terrain to take care of the terrain in terms of security. We are where we are, still grappling, still fighting, hoping to have victory. Well, I want to start off from Prof. Owen Olowo, this particular issue. You've heard the Northern Governors. They came together and said, look, this is getting too much. They are the worst hit, the northern part. They're beginning to feel it also in the south, but the north, they are the worst hit. And they are saying state policing is the answer. What do you have to say about this?
Well, I don't know. There is a statement that is credited to late head of state, Sani Abacha, that if insurgents, terrorism lasts more than 24 hours, it means that the government is complacent. The government has a hand in it. If you ask me about insecurity that we are currently experiencing in this country, the thing is now gradually taking over the whole country. If I must be honest with you, I think the government is not ready to stamp out insecurity.
Why would you say that?
Because the government has all the apparatus to challenge, to fight insecurity. And that the government is reluctant. I would say they are reluctant. Because I cannot really see any decisive action or step that has been. We have when I say government here, don't get me wrong. I mean the federal government, the state government, the local government, all the apparatus of government are not ready to fight insecurity in this country. I was watching a clip before I came here. Not when I was watching that clip, I didn't really have this insecurity matter at the back of my mind. I thought we were coming here to just talk about defection. That's when Goodluck Jonathan was president. It was today, I think, when I was even here also, that they employed mercenary to come and fight when Boko started initially. And those people, they were few, they were not many. And they actually were achieving results. And at some point, because of interest, I don't know the kind of interest that people will have, interest so that people will not die. Because of interest, that contract was terminated and the people went back to their country. And in that particular video, the convener was like, there is no country in the world that don't use mercenary. Even Germany use mercenary to fight crimes and all that. Use mercenary we have, okay, you can liken having a mercenary to be like bounty hunters. When you sign bill for someone and the person jobs the bill, you hire bounty hunters, not like the police, to go and scatter for that person.
Thank you. So, thank you. You're saying the government is reluctant?
Yes, I think so.
I think so.
I think I agree with him absolutely that the government is reluctant. And with what we have seen...
Because of the amount to fight terrorism.
The billions of naira, where is it? Even recently, President Ahmed Bola Tinubu took loan of about $620 million on the ground that they want to purchase weapons to fight insecurity. Where is the money? Where are the weapons? To the extent that the terrorists use drone. Are you aware?
What effrontery?
The terrorists use drone against Nigerians, against the Nigerian states. And here we are. The government keep telling us stories. The defense headquarters keeps coming up with different stories. They will tell you farmers, herders clash. They will tell you communal clash. Terrorists have invaded this country and are killing people. Yet we are tying it, we are nicknaming it farmers, herders clash. Are we really serious? Until recent, we saw, even in the Nigerian Defense Academy, terrorists invaded the Defense Academy to kidnap or abduct officers. Military base in the north, they go there, kill soldiers, nobody ask any question. And you tell me these people are serious? They are, for me, they are just making money through this insecurity. And they are enjoying it. But one thing they fail to understand, if time is not taken, Nigeria will collapse. And I will see where they will all run to go and become first-class citizens as they post here in Nigeria. So they should wake up. The government should wake up. See Benue State, see Plateau. Even when they were killings in Benue and Plateau, the president was somewhere enjoying himself. And they told us, the presidency told us that he went there for whatever the foreign investors.
But was there, the vice was there.
Which vice? The vice who told us during campaign that the president will handle economy, while himself will handle security. Where is his voice now? So we have problem in this country, a catalog of problems, and I don't know where we are really going to. So our leaders should wake up and know that we have just one country, and that country is Nigeria. If they don't secure Nigeria because their primary function of government, Section 14, Subsection 2A, to welfare and security of the people. But are this gang of men doing it? The answer is a no. So I wonder what they are really doing.
Solomon, what do you say about this? Because right now it's becoming more and more disturbing for terrorists to have access to drones. Now that is disturbing.
You know, unfortunately, we do not have leaders in this country. Fortunately, with all due respect, I don't mean to be disrespectful. We have leaders who are parading and masquerading as leaders. Maybe at best you can call them rulers, because those defecting de factos are leaders. But to address the issue of security, I cannot agree less with the fact that the rulership and leadership of this country are really not very ready to address the issue of insecurity. If you ask me, I do not think it's a priority of this government. At the national.
How would you say it's not the priority of this government? They're fighting tooth and nail against insecurity, fighting insurgency, trying to set up farmers' headers clash.
Is it farmer headers clash? Is it not headers killing villagers? Is it farmer headers? The people they go to their houses to kill, is it farmer headers? Is it not former President Muhammadu Buhari that said we should not be calling them Fulani killers and headsmen, and should calling it farmer headers clash? Is it not the same former President Muhammadu Buhari that changed prison everywhere in the world? We know prison as prison. It's only in Nigeria we call it correctional center that does not correct anything. So let's not mind stressing about
pet issues.
The truth is, when we're talking about insecurity, Nigeria is totally insecure. And one would expect that the priority of this state, I mean, when I say state, I mean the leadership of the state should be targeting the insecurity because they have the powers. How come Nigerian soldiers go for peacekeeping mission? They are adjudged the best. How come they can bring peace in Somalia,
Liberia,
and all other warring African states, and they can't bring peace? They will go there and fight militias. If you like, you call them guerrilla warfare, which is the same thing that's happening in another man's land. How is it now that in their own land, the Benin will call it a war selected? Igbe
Could you please interpret?
Igbe selected, Wahoto. That people who dresses very fine outside and their house is like a dustbin. Igbe selected, Wahoto.
Okay,
But I'm coming. I'm
just because of time.
Yes. Now, when you talk about insecurity, how come the Nigerian police, in their peace mission, will always do well, be just the best policing? It is not the people. It's about the policies of government. Okay. It's about the management. Is it really true, for instance, that bail is free? Yes. Bail is free on paper. Administratively, there is this decadence from top to bottom.
All right, thank you.
So these are part of the issues. Because I want to talk about security. It's not this kit gloves address. We are not having time. Edo State has a law that bans public, or if you like, open grazing.
Thank you.
How effective is that law?
Thank you. Let's get to
Has it been implemented?
Hold on, Solomon. Let's get to hear from Ahmed. Over now to you now. What do you feel about it? Because we are pressed for time. We just use another time to really discuss this, maybe for quite a length of time. So please, let's get to hear your views.
Okay, so quickly, let us get some figures that will guide some of the discussions that we're having. Currently, the population of the strength of the Nigerian police is in the range of 300 to 400,000 policemen, and the armed forces is in the range. The strength of the armed forces is about 300,000, which is divided roughly between the Army, the Navy, and the Air Force to 100,000, 60,000, and 40,000. Let us emphasize very clearly that this is a problem that the present administration is clearly trying to address, because we are undermanned, we are understaffed, we are underpoliced, and we are underforced. The United Nations ratio is supposed to be 1 to 450. Nigeria is currently using 1 to 600. As far as the armed forces are concerned, there is one armed force member to 1,000 people in Nigeria, with a population of about 250 million Nigerians. So clearly, this is where the problem is. We need to build up our armed forces and our police forces to the point where those ratios drop, because the more they are able to secure the territory and the people inside of it. Now, let us also understand that we are a focal point of not just Nigeria. When you are talking about security in Nigeria, you are essentially talking about security in the ECOWAS territory, because most of our neighboring countries, they come in here. There's been the influx of foreigners, like you pointed out, the Chief of Defense Staff said the other day. There has been an influx of foreigners. And the difficulty that our armed forces and our police are facing is that these are not conventional forces. You are not going to say, for example, that the rebels wear a uniform and then you can just attack their stronghold and subdue them. It doesn't work that way. Most of the crime is embedded in the local populations, and that is the challenge that we are facing. So, to round, what we are saying is, yes, there's a problem. Yes, the government is not doing enough. They are doing their best, but they need to do more. And also the local populations need to be more integrated and look at this as their own problem too.
We'll press for time. I know you have so much to say, but time will not permit us. So we're going to push the discussion to maybe on a platform, just maybe to really talk more on this, what it stands right now. We are undermanned. Yes, we are undermanned by the military. We are undermanned by the police. We don't have enough number.
Who employs them?
Yeah, who employs them really?
Wait, state police.
No. Don't state police.
You see,
no, don't state police.
Arguments will not end right now. Gentlemen, thank you.
Thank you very much.
So much.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate you. Do it again.
We don't want state police. We don't want it.